Hello, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be an update to my Pans in My Collection series. It's not a project, it's just something that I regularly update on my channel. I started doing it like my first year I started doing this was maybe like 2022, and I did it every 6 months, and then I started doing it every 4 months. And now for the past few updates, I've been doing it like every 3 months because I've been kind of like more steadily hitting pan on items, which is pretty exciting. And I also have lots of new pans to update. Oh gosh, I'm already stumbling over my words. I have lots of stuff to like new pans to show you, but I actually do not, this is the first time ever, I don't have any like previous pan expansions. Everything is just a new pan. In the past 3 months for this year, I have not worked on anything that I already have pan on, which is a little bit of a bummer, but also that's just like how my projects have been lately. So I didn't take any of my previous pans out to show you because it would literally just be me saying like, here's the pan from before. But if you would like to see all of the pans that I had previously, you can watch my last video, and you can watch the entire playlist if you want. I'll have it linked in the description box and at the end of the video. I filmed that video like 2 days before I hit pan in the final shade in my Truffles quad, which I had been trying to do for like weeks. Which, if you look back at my last video in this series, I was wearing like intense black eyeliner. That was all that black eyeshadow, and I finally hit pan in that last black shade in the palette, so I was very happy about that. But then of course I decluttered all of those bite-sized quads, so I don't have it anymore, but I did just want to mention it. It's time to show you all of the new pans that I've hit this year, so we'll just get started. First, I will show you the product that I've been holding on to just so I can film this video, which is my e.l.f. Franken powder. And I call that my Franken powder because it technically is like 3 or 4 different things in here just in this e.l.f. compact. Some of them are e.l.f. powders, but at this point it's like a smorgasbord of like 4 different things. So this is what it looks like now. I have to take the little puff out that's holding the crumbly bits, but this is what it looks like now. This is in my That's So 2000s project. I hit pan in this like maybe a month and a half ago, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be gone in no time. It definitely was not gone in no time. This was just a little bit too dark for me, so I wasn't using it too heavily. Now it matches my skin tone, but I have not repressed it or like crumbled it up as I usually. Oh, I just noticed I have my coffee cup in the background. I usually, when it gets to this point where it's super thin and just like all around the edges, I usually just crush it up instead of repressing it because there's like almost nothing to repress anyway. But I've been holding off because I wanted to film this video and show you the pan, the gigantic pan that I have, but it has been making it very difficult to use. So after this video, I am gonna crush it up in the pan. But yeah, this is in my, I like just rewatched my last video in the series before this so I could like remember everything that was in it, and I was like, oh yeah, I know that like by the time I film my next video, my powder that which was this powder, I was like, the powder that I'm using now is gonna be gone. But I held on to it. Now though, I'm gonna just fly through this and I want to get it done so that I can finally move on to a new powder. I only have 4 more items to update you on, and they're all Super Shock shadows actually. I keep mentioning, or at least I feel like editing me gets annoyed by myself because I'm always talking about like, oh yeah, I'm panning so many Super Shock shadows, but actually I have been. And just in the past 3 months, I've already hit pan on 4 different Super Shocks. The first one that I hit pan on is the shade Empire, and I hit pan on this in my The Office project pan, but it was a struggle, let me tell you, because this one is like completely dried up to the point, well, first of all, it just completely cracked. I'll try to put it back in the right way so that you can actually see the pan, because the pan is kind of just like a giant hole with that chunk kind of floating around in the pan. So this is what it looks like, and you can see the pan there. But yeah, this is completely dried out to the point where it's basically like a regular powder eyeshadow. So it took many uses to finally hit pan on this, but I'm really glad I did. I will be decluttering this because like not only is it crumbled it's not the consistency of a Super Shock, which is why I love Super Shock so much. They're just such good products, but they do dry out so easily, which is the one con. So yeah, I'll be getting rid of this, but I'm so happy that I hit pan in it. I do love these like deep navy or like teal colors. It's like one of my favorite eyeshadows to wear, even though it's not the most flattering on my skin tone, in my opinion. I still love wearing them. So I'm glad that I got my use out of this, especially like when it was, you know, the dark winter days when I could actually get away with wearing a super dark shade like this. And another super dark shadow that I hit pan on is the shade Bay. So this is, it was kind of for a project, but kind of not. So this is another one that I will be decluttering. It's none of these are nearly as dry as that shade Empire, but this one is definitely drying out, and it keeps kind of like cracking on me, and I have to like really smush it back into the pan to get it to look like a Super Shock again. But yeah, this is the pan in Bay. I love this shade. I possibly would purchase this again. I think this was like the first Super Shock I ever bought, or it was like the one that got me into Super Shocks, and it was like the reason why I made my first ColourPop purchase, like when I started buying makeup again. It was this shade that really caught my eye. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. I'll just swatch it because I keep talking about it, but this is what it looks like. I mostly wore it, I mean, okay, it only took me one use to hit pan on it this year. I originally put Empire into my problem area project pan, which features a Super Shock shadow, but then I realized it was already in my The Office project pan, so I was like, oh, I'll just switch it to another deep shade Bay. And then this was like between updates too that I made the switch, and then I hit pan after only one use, so I was like, okay, well, I can't put this in the project anymore. So I switched it out for the next shadow that I'll be talking about. But whenever I did wear this, like I don't know, maybe like 15 times it took me to hit pan on this in its lifetime with me. Most of the time I wore it super sheared out, because it can be quite intense, especially if it's not like a deep dark stormy night. But I just love this sheared out on my eyelid. It is so beautiful. This with just like a black wing and black eyeliner in my waterline, it is so pretty. As you can see, I like dark purple. I like any purple really, but I love this. And I'll try to do a swatch of Empire as well, even though it's super dry. This is what it looks like. I pretty much just wore this on top of a navy blue matte that I was panning from a palette in a different project. Anyway, back to my long story. I keep going on tangents as always. But the Super Shock shadow that I replaced Bay with, so like the third Super Shock in my problem area project pan, was Dream Lover. And this one is drying out as well, which is a shame because this is probably like after Moonwalk, this is my favorite Super Shock shadow. And I don't even think this one is made anymore, which really is a bummer because it's so pretty. I don't know why they got rid of it. This is what it looks like here. It's like a warm purple duochrome shifty shade. And here's the pan. So yeah, I hit pan in this, and see how it looks just so beautiful in the pan. I wish this was like either still made or mine wasn't starting to dry out, but I just hit pan on this a few weeks ago in my problem area project pan. I'm so happy that I got my use on it when I did, because I wouldn't have wanted to like just open it up and it's completely dry and crumbly like that Empire shade. Then the final Super Shock that I hit pan on in the past 3 months, I'm struggling to open things with like swatches still on my fingers. And I really closed this one tight because this one has not dried out on me yet, and I don't want it to. Okay, I got it. This one is the shade Moon Daisy, which is a super beautiful kind of like almost periwinkle frosty blue. Oh, I kind of like covered up the pan when I did that swatch, but I think you can still see it. There's the pan. And this is the shade right here. It is so pretty. I used it a few times as an inner corner because again, on my skin tone it's icy, but I mostly use this as a topper because I have been panning a lot of blue this past month, so this was like the perfect opportunity. Can't remember if I said this was in my The Office project pan, and I was able to hit pan on it within 1 month, which I was very happy about. I think it took me like less than 10 uses to not only hit pan but like wear away the imprint on it. So I'm really happy that I got my use on this, because until I put this in the project I had never worn this on my eyes, and I think I've had this for almost 2 years now. I always thought the color was so pretty, but blue, especially like pastel icy blue, which is what this is, it always intimidates me, so I tend not to wear it. But it was like the perfect scenario to use this, so I was able to hit pan, and I'm excited to use it more often in the future. This will be the only one out of the 3 that I will not be decluttering. That being said, I currently have 13 Super Shocks before any declutters, and I only have yet to hit pan on 4 of them, so I would say I'm doing pretty well. This year and last year it was kind of like a goal of mine to hit pan on as many Super Shocks as I possibly could, because I started buying them in 2022, I think. And I just really wasn't using them, and they dry out super quickly, so I'm glad that I'm actually getting my use on them. I will probably, like, maybe not from the ColourPop website, but if I see some nice ones in Target in the future, like, I do have my eye on Ritz, and also I will always, like, if my Moonwalk, which is like a green red duochrome, which is my favorite Super Shock, if that one dries out I will repurchase it. So because I love the formula of Super, this is turning into like just a Super Shock video. If I find myself in a spot to be repurchasing them, I will, because I love the formula so much, but I'm trying not to buy as many because I'm a little bit overwhelmed with the ones that I do have. So that is the update for my pans in my collection. I know it kind of took a turn and I started talking about random things. What's new here? By my next update, this will for sure be gone, and hopefully I'll be working on my other one of these, because yes, I do have 2. And I also hope I have more pans and Super Shocks, and I do want to expand more pans or hit more pans in my Sigma Ambiance palette, but you know, I'll just have to see where I am in 3, maybe 4 months time when I film this update next. But yeah, that's all I have for you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video, but until then, I hope you have a great day.